Hello, everybody. Yeah, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me. Good evening. Hey, West Texas. Can you hear me okay? I've got a little different setup here. I am coming to you from the Pivo Bar in Waco, Texas. Hey, Mishy, how's everything? I figured you'd appreciate this here Christmas theme that's going on here. Yeah, I'm at the great Czech Brewery on my travels back between my office in the Dallas area and Austin. So it's one of my favorite places to stop and fill up growlers with some good old Czech beer. Get you a mug like this, or you could even look at a mug like this. Yes, it's that dark beer. It's Czechs are known for different types of beer. Like, for example, how many of you knew that the Czech Republic has some of the highest beer drinking per capita in the world? Yes, indeed. Um, and while I have Czech heritage, I really try to lean on that and do my share in that. But it has different types of beer. How many of you know that if you've ever heard of a Pilsner, that it actually comes from the Czech Republic in a city called Pilsen? It's where a big brewery was. The Pilsner beer was kind of established there um, through that process, and it's spread across. It's more of a lighter beer, but Czechs also, especially this time of year, is this dark beer, which just happens to be my favorite. Give you an idea of what a place like this looks like. This is my favorite Czech brewery, and as I go around, here's the bar. And, it has some flags in tribute. If you're in the Czech Republic and you see these big tanks up there, it's all gravity fed. It doesn't really use carbonation as in many other places. Kind of the Czech famous way of doing it is just using gravity. And a lot of times my foam is already down, but normally if it's a fresh beer, it's got about 1.5 inches of foam on it. It's called the Schnitt. So yes, in Czech, I can tell you that when you get a fresh beer and you've got all your foam, you can be full of Schnitt. They've got the brewery here all set up for Christmas. It's great. Um, Great theme. I wish I had some medals to show you folks today. I actually went prepared to buy some, but it was kind of a work trip, so I couldn't break away to get to the coin shop before I left. Got real busy, but so I don't have any medals to show you. However, I was fortunate enough because I bought about 10 Czech Lions of the 2025s because they're going to be releasing the 2026 in a few months, the new Lion design. So I bought like 10 2025 Czech Lions when the spot was still $57 an ounce. Call that timing. It's crazy how just in a matter of a week how much the spot price has gone up. Yeah. Checking out all the comments here. A little bit behind on the chat. Hey, Mandy. Thanks for joining. Ran, my friend. Ran is my friend from Prague. Thank you for joining. Yes, tribute. This is the Pivovar. If I can't have Kozel, I get the next best thing. Kozel is my favorite uh, beer when I go visit the Czech Republic. When I can't have it, this is my American version. Yeah, and it's crazy. I think Wes, it was you and maybe some other creators too, were had videos on whether or not now's a good time to sell. Um, and if we have sold, and I actually did sell some of my uh, generic silver because I got multiple stacks. Um, just so everybody knows, my stacking strategy is I have my generic ugly silver that you know it's not so much disposable. I want to stack it, but I'm also not partial to it. I can easily let it go. I stack some uh, more collectibles. I like that approach. Austrian Stacker came up with it, which is kind of like I stack collectibles. I have a collectible stack. Keep that sacred. Not easily going to let that go. I have generic silver for barter and that you know prepping situation, but the generic stack actually let some of it go because once it hit like $59 an ounce, I thought it was a good time, and I couldn't see it going much higher. I guess I should have waited a few extra days. Where spot is today. How many of you have categories like that? You have your collectible stack, your disposable stack, and of course your prepping stack for those scenarios. Ahoy, Pete Clark. Thanks for joining. I don't know if you've got your quarter yet, but it's in the mail. Pete Clark was the winner of a contest, a giveaway I did on one of my videos on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, appreciate it if you go and like my channel, subscribe if you haven't. Um, I got some plans for some more of those little sneaky giveaways. I don't know why I created a video, and at the last minute I decided, well, I wonder if people watch it all the way to the end. So at the end of the video, just past the ending credits, I had a surprise giveaway for anyone who watched the entire video. And Pete Clark won that contest, and I'll have some more coming up as well. So this is where I bring my growlers. Oftentimes, if you've seen my beverages on some of my videos, it's usually dark Czech beer like this. People think that this Czech beer is because it's dark, it's automatically real heavy and thick, Hefeweizen or a wheat beer or like a thick Guinness. It's really not. It's this Czech lager is still very light. It's a lager with more roasted coffee notes and such in it to make it dark. So it's actually not that heavy. I did learn that in a couple of months that the brewmaster from the Czech Republic will be back here to make more Czech beer, which is a good thing because I do my share in drinking it. Um, that's where all the beer is stored. So they have quite a bit. Probably can't zoom in or see it, but there's a array of good Czech liquors like Slivovitz. If you haven't had Slivovitz, many describe it as plum flavored gasoline, but it's a traditional Czech drink. Very good. Hey, Stack That Gold. How are you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, different theme here. It's Christmas. They've got it decorated so nicely. on my travel back, so I had to have one of these and fill up my growlers. I'm hoping, actually, I'm going to a coin show tomorrow. I was surprised at how many coin shows are still going on in December. I guess with the Christmas season coming, obviously I'm the hike and spot. I'm not going to be able to buy as much as I wanted, but I am planning on attending that coin show. My signature ahoy, y'all. Oh yes, definitely food. Definitely food of a today, because I'm kind of just quickly driving through, a giant pretzel with spicy mustard. You got to have the German mustard. Yes, Slivovitz. So you know what it is. That's great. That's right. You have some Czech ancestors. I remember you mentioning that. That's right. So if you're ever in Waco, Texas, I highly, highly, highly recommend this place. It's a shameless plug. I'm not sponsored by the Pivovar, but by golly, I've invested enough money here. Yep. Hey, Stamos, how are you? All the way from Greece. Blistering Barnacles, thank you for joining as well. It's great to see everybody. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick live stream. I'm just here to fill up growlers, have a little bit of lunch, and head back home. The nice part is most of my travels are done. At least work travels are done for the rest of the year. Um, yeah, Slivovitz. It's one of those things I would show you and get a shot, but I still have to drive. So unfortunately, it's not for this trip, but maybe from home, because with the last trip I took to Prague with uh, the three stackers from Prague, if you've ever seen that reference on either my channel, Austrian Stackers channel, is where you'll find the video. And ran so far away. We were all there in Prague and got our Slivovitz to bring home. So I'll have to do a video on that someday, and maybe we can kind of cover all the different types of traditional Czech spirits. Yeah, it's rough, no joke. However, I do have to say, and I don't, and maybe Rand, or you might be able to comment to this, is I found here in the United States there is a Slivovitz, which is a silver and a gold. Yellenic Slivovitz, and the gold is actually really smooth. I was surprised. And I don't know if it's aged longer or whatever. Um, However, it's either fermented, but it's a lot more smooth than than the regular. Catch up on the chat. If you're referring to me, when I'm going to be in the Czech Republic again, is I'm aiming for April. Um, Typically, I like my favorite times are kind of May, June, or either September, October. But this next year in 2026, it looks like it's going to be an earlier trip. And of course, I will do my share of helping the Czech economy with their beer drinking. It's not all about beer, but it's a big part of it. Has anyone seen my videos from the Czech National Bank? Um, there, yes, please do, Ran. I just found this out on this trip, so I was gonna reach out to you and let you know when the trip is coming. But if any of you have seen one of my videos from the Czech National Bank, I've got a couple of references. one of the largest gold coins in Europe. Um, it's really neat to see that bank vault. They've turned it into a sort of a money museum, a historical museum that covers from the early days of the silver mines to um, different periods throughout the Czech lands to modern day currency. A really impressive place. It's one of my favorite places to go, in addition to the beer. But Prague is such a beautiful place because nowhere that I've really experienced in Europe, and I'm sure it exists, but just nowhere else just has the charm and the ages that are preserved in one city like Prague, where you have artifacts from the medieval period. You can notice it in architecture: medieval, Baroque, Gothic, Neo Gothic, almost to some areas it's more late Stone Age in some aspects, with just the way that city grew. Um, I mean Stone Age, but just more from that period of time before, especially armaments and more defensive positions, and the castle was built. There's actually another area across from the Prague Castle, for example. It's called Vyšehrad, and you look at the history there that goes back to pagan periods, long before really established kingdoms. It's an amazing place. This is my other shameless plug for uh, visiting Prague. I would not leave Europe without it. If you're in the U.S., you ever go to Europe, plan a trip through Prague. You won't regret it. So this place, they started canning the beers and some of their lighter beers that they have, because they also make a premium, which I guess is kind of what equivalent to like a U.S. more traditional U.S. beer. But yeah, got enough tourists. Please do not promote. Yeah, I think it's too late. There's a lot of tourists that are there. Every time I fly there, it's like people from all over coming to Prague, and I noticed that too just over the last couple of years. It's like there's more people here than before. So yeah, but with this canning, the way that they lined up the beers, and let me just see if I can, pardon me, show you the beers that they have look like this. These are the ones that they offer: a light premium lager, a Vienna lager, and a dark lager. Now, the premium is pretty much kind of what it's on par if you've had an American Budweiser or something like that. But they have the Vienna lager, really good. Some of it's kind of in line with like a amber, darker pilsners of sorts. But the dark lager, of course, has always been my traditional favorite. But what was funny is they started with the bottom three beers: the premium, the Vienna, and the dark. And the previous manager was telling me that they had so much um, request for something more equivalent to a Bud Light that when the brewmaster from the Czech Republic, who comes a couple of times a year to make all this beer, they asked him to create a light beer. And of course, there was a lot of dissension, but eventually they created a light beer to satisfy the American taste buds of sorts, which you're kind of missing the point, in my opinion. But anyway, they can those. I'm waiting. The last beer that I think they're going to start canning is going to be my dark beer. So at that point, I may switch from growlers, or from, I should say, first with mugs to growlers, and I may switch to cans at that point. But yeah, catch up on the chat here. Yeah, second largest in the world. I just saw your comment, Rand. That's right, that gold coin. But my understanding and what they were saying is the largest in pretty much Europe, but it's the second largest in the world. I also saw a history on the large gold coins and just how it's so hard to make a gold coin because gold is softer than you think. And they have to go to a certain thickness because the largest gold coin in diameter actually started to fold on itself because of the weight. So all the large gold coins after that, they had to start making them thicker so it wouldn't collapse. That was interesting. And believe it or not, I learned all of that because I was insulted that someone said that there was a larger gold coin than the one in Prague, and I didn't believe it. So I had to research the history of large gold coins. Hey, Sorcerer Stan, thanks for joining. Yep, I'm here for my favorite Czech Brewery in Texas. It's located in Waco, Texas. Na zdraví. That was not me. That was a scooting chair. But yeah, I think you're right. It's the one in Australia, is what I heard. And I heard Canada, I guess, at one point had the second largest. I think it's dropped to like number 3. It was a Canadian maple. Yeah. Oh, it was stolen. I didn't hear about that. So maybe the one in Canada is bigger now, unless they were able to recover the one from Australia. Yeah. And what would you do if you stole a coin of that magnitude? You know, like a $14 million, whatever the facts are on it. I can't look them up right now, but I mean, it's not like you could go show everyone. And I would imagine that if you were to steal something like that, you'd have to break it up into little pieces just so you don't get caught with this giant gold coin, because it's not like you can take it to a coin shop and trade it in. But anyway, well, again, I wish I had more coins I could show everyone. I took this trip intending full well to stop by a couple of my favorite coin shops that I found in the Dallas, um, Texas area. One of which is promoted by Culture of Currency. If you ever watch his channel is another one worth going and taking a peek at and subscribing. He does a really good job of telling stories about coins, and one of his favorite coin dealers is Pete from Longhorn Gold and Silver. And I was actually planning on going to Pete's place and seeing what he had, and come here and show everybody on a live stream. But I'm coinless. What can I say? I'm coinless. I, I do have a $2 bill. So what's interesting about the $2 bill is I usually travel with these a lot. I think I made a video on that as well. But when you go around with $2 bills, everyone just is not used to seeing them. So, of course, how many times I left them for tips, various places. One restaurant, I left it for the server, and they were so appreciative. And they said, "Yeah, because they don't make these $2 bills anymore." You know, of course, I chuckle because they do make the $2 bills. They're just not as common, but they're still in circulation, which does make me wonder. At some point, we got $1 coins, um, and I know that some people question, why do we even have $1 coins if we have $1 bills? It's a little repetitive, but with inflation, um, is the dollar bill the next quarter essentially where it's going to take more to buy something? Like, why don't we carry more $2 bills, because you could probably pay for things with fewer bills if you carried these versus carrying a $1 bill. I don't know if that's my fuzzy logic. It just kind of makes sense to me, but I enjoy carrying those $2 bills around. People always smile about it. I say one place this trip thought that they're no longer in circulation. I gave them some rare bill. I was at another place where it wasn't 2 minutes or after leaving the tip jar, the guy's opening up his wallet and exchanging $2 bill or two $1 bills for the $2 bill, so he could keep it. Yes, I would agree, Ran. They need to make silver certificates great again. I could not agree more. Um, that's why a lot of places are adopting things like goldbacks. And I know that there's controversies every way about are goldbacks worth it. They're not a great bargain because of the premiums on goldbacks, but yet they're small and fungible. Of course, I have them because I just think they're beautiful. I love the themes on them, so I collect all the states. Do I use them every day in transactions? But at least it is backed by something. And Texas did release one not too long ago. It's a special. It's not really a Texas goldback. It's a Dallas Fort Worth goldback that um, really commemorates Y'all Street with a Y. And it just really highlights a lot of the New York-based financial firms that are leaving Wall Street to go to Texas on Y'all Street. Um, One tagline I heard is from business suits to cowboy boots. There's more and more financial companies that are relocating. I think Wells Fargo was one not too long ago that's relocating to Dallas. I believe Goldman Sachs is already there or they're in transition. So there was a special issue goldback um, for commemorating that, the All Street. Texas, I hear, may come out with a goldback. It won't be in 2026 because if anyone's visited the Goldback just to see what's coming, they released all of their issues for 2026, and there's a couple that are going to be through redesign. I think they call it a reissue for I think Utah. I can't remember if it was New Hampshire, or one other state, but there's some new ones coming in as well. Colorado, I think, is next. I believe I heard. The other thing that was I feel like is interesting is yesterday or last night around after 6 p.m. Central Time at least, they U.S. Mint or the U.S. Mint dropped a product schedule highlighting their sesquicentennial 250th anniversary coins. Some really cool designs. I do have to say, I do like that there's not as many of the original, more civic, social themes. They really stuck to, in my opinion, very patriotic themes. I think one was the Declaration of Independence uh, that shows Independence Hall, Liberty Bell. There's one of, I believe it's the Patriots and the Continental Army depicts it. There's another one with Abraham Lincoln and the Gettysburg Address. Some of those that really highlight those early patriotic foundings in our history. There was also a new design for a dime for the 250th. Uh, so it's not a Roosevelt, it's Lady Liberty, but really cool dime design. So I'm looking forward to those coming out. Glad you got it, Ran. So yeah, I sent Ran So Far Away and Austrian Stacker both the Y'all Street um, goldbacks. They're unique. I'm sure there's not many people across Europe that have those. There's a lot of folks that even in here in Texas and surrounding that don't know about that issue. So it's my pleasure to send it. Oh, great. Thank you so much. I look forward to it. I look forward to getting back together sometime in 2026. Hopefully, around April, I'll give you more details. Stamos, I got to tell you something. I know you like a lot of iconry, using different characters for symbols. And there was one you used for the longest that my eyeballs and brain could not figure out what it was until recent when I realized it's a person shrugging their shoulders. And I don't know how many times I've seen you use that and couldn't figure out what kind of code is that. And then finally it clicked. So you're a master at putting characters together. Yep. Well, great. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Thank y'all all for joining the live stream. It's here from the Pivo Bar in Waco, Texas, with my favorite dark beer. And yes, I know the first thing. Yeah, there you go. That was it, Thomas. I know, Rand, you're probably looking like thinking to yourself, how can he call himself a true Czech? Because I haven't had that much. That is true, but I am going to, you know, uh, showcase my Czech pride by killing this really fast and hitting maybe another one before I grab my growlers and head to Austin. So, yes, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas as well. Yes, Stamos, there's another one. See, now I see that and I visualize someone shrugging their shoulders where before I didn't. So awesome. Well, hey, thank you again for joining. Hope everyone has the rest of a good afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. Um, I'm gonna try to do another live stream sometime, maybe next week, because it's my first week kind of off the road and with a light schedule. So I'm really hoping to work on my content. Stay tuned to my channel, please. Like and subscribe it if you haven't already. I do plan on, I've got a lot of videos stacked up that I'm going to try to wrap up and post. Um, if I don't hit another live stream, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Be careful, and we'll see y'all. Thanks for joining. Na zdraví. Cheers, y'all.